Okay, go ahead.
Hey, welcome back everyone to this week's cooking demonstration. Thank you so much for joining us on my last one. It's a little bit heart wrenching, but I'm definitely gonna miss everybody. And again, it's been such a great experience having everyone in my kitchen. So today we're gonna be doing um, a really great, fun, trending. Um, uh, meal. You may have heard of them, the zucchini noodles, zoodles. They have been getting a lot of recognition for being a great way to substitute literally any pasta dishes that you can think of. I know if there's any purists on here with pasta, I know there's that whole debate, but it's 2020. We're throwing normalcy out the window, and thank God for the traditions that we can build off of. And this is really what that is. It's building off of traditional meals, but making them healthier for our today's day and age, for our body, right? For making sure that we're doing right, for ourselves. So again, we're making zoodles. Zucchini is a really great, versatile vegetable. Some places actually consider it a fruit too, which kind of depending which country you're in. But in America, these are considered vegetables, and they're so versatile in the sense that again, you can peel these and use them as noodles, like we'll be doing today. Some people carve them in and bake chicken, bake whatever inside. People use them as lasagna for lasagna. I've seen them used for seaweed to substitute seaweed wrap. So if you like sushi and you're looking for a substitute for, it really just depends on the peeler that you have and what you're going for. So again, today we're going to be doing noodles. I have this peeler. This one, super inexpensive. Found it at Walmart. There's some that are countertop that you can just uh, uh, crank up,
Crank.
fire crank. Yes, thank you. Haven't had to do that motion since cars now have the button to the window, right? So it's been a second. So yeah, so there's some that are countertop where you can just crank. Super simple, super easy. It leaves the core. This one will leave a core. It's kind of cute. It looks like little rotini pasta shells. So you can even throw that in there as well. Again, it's we're cooking for our health, and we thank the people that carved away with the traditional dishes. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Again, zucchini is super low carb. Um, there's in 1 cup of zucchini there is about 17 to 20 calories. Uh, it is low in protein. So again, it's a great way to, if you're looking to put more vegetables on your plate. Right, this is a great way to do that. Very low in sugar, 95% water, high in dietary fiber. So again, these are, and I'll even use these. Sometimes I'll just peel them, and they're just so fun to like look at peeled. Where I'll just sprinkle some salt and pepper, a little bit of lime, and just eat straight up because they have a very mild taste, or very like mellow taste. Like you don't really taste it at all. It kind of absorbs the flavors um, that you put into it. And so again, it's a very very versatile vegetable. One of my favorites to have. Just if I'm again even just looking for a snack, I'll peel these. They look fun to just kind of just pick at, and just a little bit of salt and pepper. Boom, really fun. Low calorie, so I'm not too worried about it. So let's get started. I'll yeah. So what we're gonna do first is today's dish is it's pesto pasta, I guess you could say, with the zoodles instead of using regular pasta, right? So I'm gonna be making a pesto. I'm also gonna be making um, a lemon pepper chicken, just kind of pair it to the side. But again, you can literally some other dishes that I'll do is um, utilizing these same grape tomatoes. I'll make a nice little summer salad um, with zucchini nice and peeled. tomatoes, and if you're looking for a good protein source, chickpeas right on top, sprinkled a little bit of olive oil. Really great summer salad. So again, but this time we'll be doing pasta and pairing it with a little bit of chicken. But if you're looking to make it, you know, uh, animal friendly or vegan friendly, right? You just remove the protein and change that with any kind of chickpeas or any kind of lentils, legumes. Everything's going to be really great for salad. And I'm also one of the people that do believe that you can turn majority of salads into soups. So this is so utilizing that base, the zoodle base, right? Let's say, um, you can, whichever kind of vegetable broth, chicken broth, whatever kind of broth that you may have, you just pour that into it, and boom, now you have a nice pasta-less pasta soup, where it's nice and filling. So again, super versatile vegetable, and I can't wait to open the discussion to see if anybody else has other ways that they utilize zucchini. So let me get started. I'll again, very simple to use. I've already washed everything here, so I'm gonna kind of skip that step. I'll grab a quick little paring knife. Let me wash my hands because I think I touched my phone last, right? Food safety. So again, these are just super great where you can literally just eat it straight up, and just have it as a nice snack. My reason I have my oven, I'm only using it for two things. Is one, the expensive pine nuts. I don't know why pine nuts are so expensive, but I'll be toasting those in a little bit and then utilizing the oven for the chicken. But again, with these with the zucchini noodles, there's really not much for prep except for just this stuff right here, which literally will take um, about 2 minutes. So bam. And you're gonna want to make sure that your vegetables are nice and washed, because you're gonna be utilizing every part of the zucchini, just about every part. See, it's very pasta-like. And they're very, again, they're 95% water, so they retain their water a lot. So what I'll be doing once I'm done peeling this up, nice little noodles. And this is also a really quick dish. It really doesn't take too long. Besides the chicken, the pesto doesn't even take long to make either. And if you already have that set up, um, it takes even less time to prepare. Again, normally the recipe will call for about 2 to 3 zucchinis, but for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to be doing the one. So, cool little spear as well. You can use this. It's a nice little display if you're into the culinary arts like that. And again, these are the little tiny spirals, a few little rotini, I like to call them. And so you have your whole mix, right? I'm going to chop these up because, again, a lot of these are just long strands. So if you're utilizing these for salads or any like a salad base, you're not going to want long strands. So and then some of the ones that you crank up, they come out nice and spirally. So depending on your salads, like they look really beautiful. All right, so now that we have that down and out of the way, again, one way to remove the moisture. I'll put that in there. One good thing you want to do too, because depending on the pasta, like if you utilize it for pasta, if you don't remove the moisture beforehand, typically it'll release the water right as soon as you're about to eat. and you'll get like kind of like soaky, soggy pasta. So, and even as you can see right now, or I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty watery. So one good method is spreading it out. A little bit of salt. And some paper towels. This cooking demonstration is sponsored by Bounty. Quicker Picker Up. I'm just kidding. And yeah, I mean it's just about all surface area. So you can leave these to the side. Don't even don't worry about it. Good 15 minutes there while we're getting everything else ready. Um, okay. All right. So pesto's super simple. Very a classic pesto is basil, pine nuts, some Parmesan grated, and olive oil, and some salt to taste if you'd like. But I don't normally add salt to mine. I like to let it sit and kind of pick up flavors. And then again, basil is pretty expensive on itself. You can utilize any kind of greens to make this to make pesto. Nobody's gonna, there's no KGV food, people that are gonna come after you. So, about half a cup of pine nuts. That's a little bit less. And again, we're just gonna toast these. So I'm gonna toss this into the oven. Good 5 to 7 minutes. 6 minutes, and then you in between you're gonna wanna just give it a good little toss. So while that's toasting up, I'll grab my basil. Off camera, I did grate my Parmesan only because I didn't want you guys to see me struggle with my grater. It's not the best. All right, and so while that's toasting, pesto again is very simple to make. Food processor. It's probably it is a lot of them do call for the mortar and pestle, but the food processor helps to retain a lot of that moisture, like that green color. So I like the food processor method. All right, so as simple as just mixing these ingredients. I'll wait for the pine nuts, and let me see what else while I wait for those. I can wash my basil as well. And I don't remember, or I don't know if you remember from my presentation restoring your herbs. But remember, basil is best kept out of the fridge. Placed in a little mason jar of water, and you'll actually be able to preserve basil a lot longer than the 3-day lifespan that it has in the fridge. All right, so I'm just gonna cut off the stems. Give this a quick little rinse. About 2 minutes in, and I'm gonna kind of wait on the toast and on the roasted pine nuts. I like to process the Parmesan and the pine nuts together, kind of get that like cornmeal consistency at first, and then I'll add everything else in. But in the meantime, oh wait, that was my meantime. Yeah, so in the meantime, again, zoodles are a great way to lower your carb intake, to eat more vegetables, have more vegetables on your plate. Pasta is great for the appearances and everything, but that nice green color tinge to it makes a lot of different dishes just pop out and stand out. We were very used to the beige tan color of pasta. I think utilizing zucchini noodles or zucchini in any kind of sense, makes the dish look even better with that bright green color to it. About halfway, grab my quick little toss around. All right, so let's see what that is going on. And yeah, pesto is usually made with some kind of cheese, but if you're looking for some kind of substitute, you know, there are vegan cheeses out there now that you can definitely you know, feel free to utilize if you're trying to cut down on you know, dairy or other kind of animal products. But again, pesto is what you make it. You know, there's so many variations to it. Different greens utilized. Again, nobody's gonna come after you if you use summer greens instead of straight basil. All right. So just about another minute for the pine nuts, and I'm gonna kind of spare you the processing process, the breaking down of the stuff. I have it already pre-made, but as you can see, while we're waiting for this, you know, everything else being prepared is just super simple. So a quick meal, less than 30 minutes, about 30 minutes if anything, and you know, if you're looking to feed the family, again, 3 to 4 zucchinis are going to be a good portion for a good family of 4. Just to keep that in mind as well, because I'm definitely most likely not going to eat all this by myself. But you know, if I did, I don't feel too bad because again, it's lower in calories, really heart healthy zucchini. The zucchini is really heart healthy, very recommended for all diets. All right. About 30 seconds left. And again, I'm just gonna kind of utilize the other ingredients really more for presentation. And of course, grapes have their grape tomatoes have really good nutrition as well. Oh, these are all fine. I'll take that off. I'll keep it to 350 for the chicken. Okay, take that out. Nice and toasty. All right, so again, typically I'll grate or I'll process. Nice. So I'll process these first, the Parmesan with pine nuts, and then add the basil, the fresh chopped basil, and then slowly add in your olive oil. Really great. One of the best things. Again, one of these, even these cheap food processors, right, have these little holes where you could just easily pour olive oil. That way you're slowly, steadily pouring some olive oil into your pesto. So once we have that all nice and blended, you get a nice green, right? All right. So with all that out of the way, we'll get right to the chicken. We have everything nice and hot. You're gonna want to bring your stove top to a medium heat. What I'm gonna do is just basically sear the chicken, finish cooking it off in the oven, and again, just as simple as pairing. And then I'll toss the zoodles into the pesto, cook it for saute it just for a little bit. You're gonna want to saute for 3 to 4 minutes. You don't really need to cook the same way, like the method that you would cook pasta, right? 8 to 11 minutes cuts down on that as well, because again, you don't really need to cook zucchini noodles. All right. Normally, I would use a olive oil for my chicken, but unfortunately, I kind of ran out with making the pesto. So grapeseed oil, any kind of oil that is high heat is going to be great for searing. You're just going to want that's about half, maybe about a quarter cup. Don't want to forget that this was in the oven as well, right? I just kind of coat the bottom of the pan, let that heat up. My chicken thawing out. Again, you're gonna want to, utilizing the chicken breast that you want, skin on, skin off. I prefer skin off. It's a really great way to retain the fat content of your meals. And again, it kind of some people are are afraid that it gets really dry and boring, right? Like chicken breast. I totally understand that. But doing this two-step process of cooking cuts down on the dryness of a nice chicken breast. And as that steam up, kind of see some of the moisture leaving the oil. So yeah, are there any other? I know I mentioned like something else that's trending is zucchini pizza. Basically, just cutting your zucchini in half, making your sauce, and sprinkling cheese on top, and then just literally sticking it into the oven. Again, great way to cut down on carbs if you're trying to stay away from eating any kind of like gluten or any kind of wheat products. So again, very, very versatile. I think the next thing I'm going to try is the sushi. Nice wide peeler, very nice and wide. Helps you to get that nice strand of zucchini where you can wrap it around, and easy to enjoy some kind of sushi style meal. All right, well, see a little bit of that smoke coming off. Grab my tongs. Ready to go. And I'm gonna be doing somewhat of a lemon pepper. Again, it's summer. Lemons are a great summer fruit. And lemon, just for me, lemon pepper is like no other nothing better than lemon pepper.
Etta, do you always use a cast iron?
The reason I use the cast iron in this one is because again I finish off the cooking in the oven, but any oven safe skillet is going to be definitely doable for this. All right, so got a little bit more of that smokiness. And ready for that. And I kind of have a funky. I have a funky burner. I don't like this burner, but it's the burner that has the most range of motion. But it kind of throws everything to one side of the pan. And so we're just gonna get a light sear. Sorry if that's a little bit annoying. About 1 to 2 minutes. I forgot to put some pepper. one of the things about pepper is that it's got such a deep flavor. It'll change a lot of whatever, like if you're utilizing it like in your sauces or anything. Um, you kind of want to go light because again, it'll change a lot of the like it'll take something from light to deep real quick. Um, unless you're going for that nice crispy flavor that I feel like pepper gives me. So now let's sear a little bit on one side. You can flip. And a little bit of pepper on the side. What I'm doing right now, I'm just going to reduce this. Now that these boneless chicken breasts were pretty thin, so I don't have to cook it too long. But I'm definitely going to reduce it with a little bit of lemon juice. Some that. Again, you do want to be very careful with that like right the hot oil. Again, I had my oil on, so it's not really too hot for me at this point. And we're just gonna stick that right in. Just let that cool cook for a good about 10 minutes. It really depends on your oven. Some ovens don't really reach the appropriate temperatures. All right, and so while that finishes off cooking in there, again, we can just build up our plate now. Plate. I can hear it in the oven. It's nice and you know like cooking all those juices. And another good thing about chicken is that you want to let it rest as soon as you're done cooking it. You know that way it allows those fibers, those protein fibers, to reabsorb all those juices that it was cooking in. So it's another good thing you want to do with when you're cooking chicken. That way it doesn't come out again dry. That's what we're not trying to go for. So this, again, we're gonna cook the zoodles just for a little bit. Again, I had them drying out. You can see how much moisture it's collected. Literally, just place this towel on top. I don't know if you can see, but again, there's a lot of moisture in that. So, depending on the sauce that you're using, or in this case, pesto, right? If it's already very creamy base, you don't want it to sog or get watery when you're plating. And a little bit of pressure to soak up the remaining moisture definitely helps and goes a long way for the presentation. If presentation is on your mind, and in this case, it's on my mind. Great. And so while that gets a little bit hot, again, I'm not gonna add any kind of oil or anything because I'm adding the pesto, and that's already very oil based. Or heavy on the oil. Alright, and just right cooking. You hear some of the water coming off of it. as well as it cooks. Again, 95% water. So if you're looking for a way to stay hydrated, this is also a very good manner, a good method. If water is, something that is out the question, having some noodles, let that kind of cook in. And again, even without the chicken, the pesto and the zoodles, really great, really good combination with some of the grape tomatoes. Like beautiful, easy, like just super easy to eat, lots of flavor. And again, you're not too worried about the calorie content because these are very low. And besides the oil in here, but give that a good toss. And we're kind of just like letting that the remaining water kind of sizzle out. You don't want to overcook these or anything. And sorry, like this burner right here is my least favorite. Like it's so bad. Like I literally have to hold my my skillet just to get a nice even cooking because if not, it's tilt over. All right. So now these have cooked off just a little bit. Again, adding that pesto and letting those flavors come together. Okay. All right, so we'll let that cook just for a little bit. I have about 5 minutes on my chicken. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that in there. It's got a beautiful, nice sear on one side. I'm kind of excited to let you guys see that. And come up on here. Okay. Again, beautiful green. I'm gonna contrast this color with the red cherry with the grape tomatoes. Nice summer color. If you have a lot of these, let's say you're working more than three, like or more than like 2 or 3 handfuls. A good way to cut down on time is place them in between two small plates, and then just run your knife through. Add a little bit of pressure and run your knife through. If you have a really sharp knife, we'll literally have every cherry tomato that you have and cut down on cooking time as well. But I just have 3. I'm gonna use quick rinse. I don't think I'll wash these. And just half. And these, I mean, are so good just by themselves. You can literally just toss them into, like on top of the plate, make it look nice and beautiful. I think I'll go. Yeah, I'll go with that. All right, so brought down the heat a lot. It's nice and creamy, nice and all the zoodles are beautifully cooked into the pesto. And I can yeah, for that. And it's onto a plate. And again, the zoodles are super quick to make, super easy. Really doesn't require much cooking. I mean, that's already very flavorful by itself. I don't know if I can get a good view. It's already very flavorful by itself. and with the remaining chicken, makes for a beautiful meal. And again, you can choose to cook these. I like them nice and fresh. Kind of make it look, somewhat beautiful, right? Don't forget that one. And there's a little bit of, again, there's that like wateriness. Trying to even take those measures. Again, you're still going to get some kind of runniness. So I'm actually, I'm going to do is let it kind of spew over. Again, the presentation is what you're going for, right? And then you can just kind of like use that more for that pesto. That pesto build, right? And we have about a minute left, and in that minute, I'll grab my thermometer. Very handy tool, and I'm pretty certain it's already going to be at temperature, but you definitely always want to double check, right? These are pretty inexpensive, $10 to $15, but definitely go a long way. We set it to poultry. There it is. All right. So 165 for poultry, and let me open this up. Last 30 seconds. Right in the center. Again, I'm not really worried about this one because I know this method is time and true. Again, once you hear that sound, you know that you've safely cooked your chicken. Turn that off. And about 20 seconds left. We're honestly probably going to just take it out now. And another good method is if you make your chicken first and utilize this au jus right here for a nice sauce, and spread that over your zoodles. Oh my God, like you don't even need pesto. You know what I'm saying? And here we are. And even with removing some of that water from earlier, I don't know if you can see, but again, there's still some, that is one thing that you do want to be aware of when you're making whatever kind of dishes with zoodles or zucchini noodles, is that, again, they get very watery. And if you're going for presentation, you don't really want that. And here we are. Beautiful lemon pepper and zoodle dish. Nice summer flavors. I don't know if everybody can see that, but we have a beautiful sear, not overcooked. Everything has been cooked to proper temperature. And again, I actually don't really. What time is it? And within a good 30 minutes, if you do this, you can do it in bulk, 3 to 4 zucchinis, and just store them for later use. The pesto, again, you can store for later use. Throw that into a nice soup or anything. Give it a good flavor, and then you can use the zucchinis for again, soups, salads, anything that you can imagine or that you would throw pasta into. Very great substitute. And again, it brings a nice, beautiful color. Super heart healthy, low carb, great for diabetic diets. And again, super your creativity is your limit. Does anybody have any other methods that they use